Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Just thought I would put this together. There's been a few different announcements for reissues for this year that I'm looking forward to. Now, I know before I jump in, people are going to be like, oh, didn't you just do a video where you talked about how bad 2026 is in music? Yes, I did. And this is not in the same wheelhouse as that previous video because I was really focusing more on new music by new artists. And I got a lot of good comments in that video talking about it's just the first quarter, summer's going to pick things up, blah, blah, blah. I'm with you. I'm sure it is. But as of this point here, in the second half of March 2026, for me, in my taste, I haven't found a lot that I'm interested in the new front. Now, with that said, I have here 4 verified reissues that are coming out in just the next couple of months, and then 1 reissue that may or may not be coming out. So that I'll save that for the end. But here we go, and I'll go in order. The first one is, first of all, I don't have an original copy of this record, but the latest Blue Note Tone Poet is coming out on the 27th of this month, so just next week. We're going to be getting the second in their Frank Sinatra series. This is going to be Songs for Swingin' Lovers with all sorts of big hits. You Make Me Feel So Young, Making Whoopee, lots of songs that Sinatra would cover and make very popular. Kind of one of his essential albums. And they just had good luck with the series last year where they put out the album In the Wee Small Hours, which I purchased that, and it's great. As you'd expect, fantastic packaging, gatefold, polyline sleeves, all that stuff that you want for a pristine audiophile new reissue. So they're going to do that again. And again, that was a big deal because they were not known for doing vocal records. They were doing a lot of instrumental jazz and such. And so to have, one of the premier crooners be introduced into this series is really, really fun. And I'm really excited to have that to add with the Wee Small Hours that came out again in the last last half of 2025. So Songs for Swingin' Lovers, the Blue Note Tone Poet series on March 27th. Next, we have, again, I did a video about this, but this is just for the purpose of this video. Begin Here by the Zombies. This is their first real release, first full-length album. We're going to be getting that on the Beechwood Park Records label, which is the Zombies label, which they have recently bought their masters back. So we just got the mono version of Odyssey and Oracle last year. We're going to be getting the mono Begin Here coming out on April the 17th. So a little bit less than a month now at the time of recording this. You can get it in black vinyl. There's going to be a colored variant with a 45 single of She's Not There and The Way I Feel Inside, 2 great tunes that make their way onto this record. So very excited for the Zombies. Again, I did a video on that earlier, so I won't talk too much more about it, but very cool to get this and for the 4 surviving zombies to enjoy this. And funny enough, at the time of recording this, it is the birthday of late Zombies guitarist Paul Atkinson. So rest in peace, Paul. He's been gone now for over 20 years, but yeah, looking forward to the reissue of Begin Here by the Zombies. Very, very cool. May 1st, that looks like it's going to be a big day for music releases. There are 2 records that I really, really want. And I should say, all of these albums I've already pre-ordered. These are just CD copies of the records. I am very excited about this. I almost did a video, but I don't think people would have cared. The Debut by The Head and the Heart. It's the 15th anniversary of this record, their first album. Again, this is probably still their best. It's definitely their most cherished and well-known. This has their 2 big songs, Rivers and Roads and Down in the Valley is on here. But then you've also got songs like Lost in My Mind, Sounds Like Hallelujah, Honey Come Home. really good indie acoustic pop, folk, whatever you want to call it, out of Seattle, Washington, from 2011 on Sub Pop. We're going to be getting a deluxe edition of this album on vinyl, which I did not own on vinyl in any format. So we're going to be getting that with some alternate takes, some demos. Very, very excited. And the packaging looks really cool. So very, very excited to be getting this. I knew it was coming. I've actually waited about 2 years to purchase the album because I was pretty sure they were going to do something for this anniversary. And I'm happy that I waited and put the money toward that. I believe it is 2 discs, might be 3. I can't remember. It might be 3 discs. So Head and the Heart, their debut. Looking forward to that. You can get that on their website. And from what I understand, it's going to be a one and done press. We shall see. But anyway, excited for that. Just announced yesterday is the second album by one of my favorite groups. It's called Big Iron World by Old Crow Medicine Show. Again, kind of a string country bluegrass group out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. Now they've settled in Nashville, still being led by original members Ketch Secor on vocals and all sorts of different instruments, and then Morgan Janning on bass. They're currently on tour for this album, as well as their debut OCMS, which was just reissued last year on vinyl, just as this one's going to be on May the 1st. It's going to be remastered by David Rawlings of Gillian Welsh fame. It's her partner, David Rawlings, who produced the original album back in 2006. So it's in honor of the 20th anniversary of this album. It's going to be, again, remastered by him. It's going to be audiophile quality, audiophile packaging. The first album was beautiful, and I'm very, very excited to be getting this album on vinyl. I'm trying to collect all their stuff on vinyl, and the fact that this is happening when I've started this collection is great, that I've been able to get these albums that have never been on vinyl before. So it'll be a first press, in theory, on vinyl. So Big Iron World, they got good songs on here. You've got stuff like James River Blues, Cocaine Habit, which is a big opener for them. I Hear Them All, which is kind of this just great kind of Woody Guthrie type song. Check that out. New Virginia Creeper is great. But yeah, very, very excited to get Big Iron World by Old Crow Medicine Show on vinyl. And then lastly, this is the album that's got a lot of people in speculation. And by a lot of people, I mean me and a couple other people. There was a recent post on the Brian Wilson Facebook page, Instagram page, all of his pages, that it was a stack of tapes from the Smile sessions. And all it said as the caption was Smile. Now, the Brian Wilson page is fairly active. They're often posting old videos. They're showing rehearsal videos of Brian from various tours and album sessions throughout the years. They obviously cross-promote Beach Boys related news and that sort of thing. But it's weird that you ever get like a little bit of a tease on their page. And it was interesting because, again, it was just a photo of the tapes, of the original tapes of Smile that the Beach Boys did, and that just said Smile. Now, obviously, we got the 2011 reissue of the Smile sessions. I say reissue, the first compilation of the full Smile sessions. Got it in different formats, double CDs, vinyl, big box set, single albums. And just recently, that's been brought back up after being not in print for over a decade, almost 15 years. They released the vinyl back, the 2-disc version, the 1-disc version. Box set, they have not. So there are a couple different things that are at play. They are either going to potentially reissue that full box set, which would be great, or, and this is more what I'm hoping for, is a reissue of Brian Wilson Presents Smile. This is the solo album that Brian put out in 2004. This is when he went on tour and performed the album in its entirety, which is a huge deal because up until that point, Brian had not really talked about Smile. It was kind of a dark period in his life. It was a time where there was a lot of tension with the Beach Boys, as well as Brian's mental health taking a strain during that moment, that time as well. But you have classic songs on here. This is what was supposed to be the follow-up to Pet Sounds. You've got stuff like Heroes and Villains, Cabin Essence, Wonderful, Surfs Up, and then obviously you've got Good Vibrations on here, the closing, like the big closing tune. This hasn't been in print since the early 2000s, and the original vinyls go for vinyls. The original vinyl goes for big money. So if they release this, it would be great. Now, it's hard to say because of the post. They put up a photo of the original Smile tapes, not of the 2004 sessions. So who knows? That's just a speculation. Let me know what you think. Go to the Brian page, check it out. It's from a few days ago, so you might have to scroll down a little bit. But yeah, some great stuff coming. Again, stuff coming just next week with the Sinatra Tone Poet, stuff in the middle of May with the Zombies, and then a couple of May 1st releases with Head in the Heart and Old Crow Medicine Show. So let me know what you think. Let me know about reissues that you're excited about this year in the comments. Let me know if you're getting any of the ones that I mentioned. Let me know if you had similar thoughts about the Brian Wilson post if you saw it. So that does it for me, everybody. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.